Hey guys, what's up, Car here, and today I'm here with a deck profile. This is a Prominence Glare build, since a lot of you guys have been requesting it. I think it's like the most requested build for the movie booster, so I'll be showcasing this deck. The reason why it's taking me so long to make this profile is because I've been having so much fun with this build. It's really fun to play. It's definitely my favorite build to play with that came out in the movie booster. So yeah, this is my take on the build. So let's get right into the deck profile. So for the starting Vanguard, we run the new starter. He's really good. Skill is when you put his card into Soul, and then when your Vanguard's in Legion, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then Superior call a Liberator from those top 3, and then put the rest back in your deck and shuffle. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good because you don't actually need to hit in order to activate its effect, and he obviously helps you pull off Prominence Glare's effect, so that's why we run it. Next, we run 4 Prominence Glare dragons, or I like to call it Prominence Glaze, because Glaze sounds cooler than Glare. His skill is, when this card's in kind of boss 1, discard a Bluish Flame card from your hand, and well, on a turn, when a card is called to the rearguard circle and discards in Legion, when a card is called to the rearguard circle from your deck, and discards in Legion, you may pay the cost, and then this card gets +1 critical and a new skill. When this card attacks during that battle, your opponent cannot call grade 1 or above units to the Guardian Circle. So it's a Glory Maelstrom effect, and yeah, the effect is not hard to get off at all, since the second effect helps you pull it off. And it's kind of lost 1, choose one of your rearguards and retire it, and then look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and then Superior call a Liberator into an open rearguard circle. Actually, I don't think it has to be open. It doesn't matter. And then put the rest to the bottom of your deck. And then this card can only be used once per turn. This effect can only be used once per turn. So this card is pretty strong because obviously because it has a Prominence. Glory Maelstrom effect. But besides that, he can fill out the condition for his first skill by using his second skill, and what you need is pretty much just a Bluish Flame card in your hand, and since all my grade 3s are Bluish Flames, it's not hard. It's basically a Persona Glass, except it's less specific. So next we run 4 Perceive. I forgot to pronounce his name. He's the guy that came in the trial deck. And skill is when it starts Legions, you may Superior call one of the top 4 cards. Look at the top 4 cards and Superior call one of those from the top of your deck. And the reason we run this is because he does not cost any counter loss to use, and he is a Bluish Flame Liberator. So yeah, we run 4 of him. I tried this build with Prominence Core, but it's not very strong. That deck kind of eats up all counterblast, and it's just not as good, I guess, in my opinion. Yeah, these vanilla Legions are seeing a lot of play lately with Garnet Star and this guy, and I think Sacred Rainbow, I don't know, Ringle is seeing more play again. So yeah, but anyway, I would run Alfred in current secret build, but that's for a different video. So for the Grade 2s, where you run 4 of the Legion Mate for Prominence Glare. This card's really strong. His skill is when this card attacks and you have a Bluish Flame Vanguard, this card gets plus 2k, so it's an 11k attacker, which is really important. And then his second skill is Soul Blast 1. When this card's called to a Rearguard circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you can add a Bluish Flame card from those 5 to your hand. And then put the rest back to your deck. And yeah. So this card is basically a grade 3 searcher, and it's pretty strong because it's a Soul Blast instead of Counter Blast. And yeah. He is also 11k attacker, which combos really well with Bruno. And that's probably the main reason why he is pretty expensive. He's probably like on par. I think he's on par with Prominence Glare actually. Maybe a little bit less, but he's definitely like the second most expensive card in the set in the deck. So anyway, next we run for Aglovile. This is Aglovile too, but I think he's like Liberator of Destiny or something. Anyway, this one is kind of last one. When this guy's placed in a rearguard circle, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and super call one of those. Super call a Liberator. So yeah, he also helps you set up for Prominence Glare, but don't recommend using a skill because unless you know, I don't recommend using. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't recommend using Prominence Glare's skill if you have this guy in the field, or if you have this guy in your hand, because you can just superior call or call +1 with his skill. If you open rearguard circles, then you can just superior call and then proc off his effect. I don't know why, but I see some random people who have this in hand, but they don't call this and use, and then proc his first effect. So yeah, it's quick heads up. I guess they use this to pile up the drop zone. What you can do is if you only have 3 cards in your drop zone, you can proc his first effect first, or his second effect first, to pile up to 4, and then super call something, and then Legion. And then if you have this next card we're running, then you can just activate his skill, his first skill. So this guy, his effect is when you Legion, you can superior call you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and superior call a Liberator. So he's pretty important in the deck too, because he allows you for some free superior calls, which is pretty nice because if you manage to get 2 of these on the field, you're pretty set when you Legion, because you just plus a lot. What's really awesome is when you superior call 2 of these and your opponent's like, what the hell, DGS +4, and you're like, yeah, what's up? So yeah, there we go. Three of those. Next run for Josephus. Run 4 for him. He gives you some easy +1s. You might want to only run 3 because this deck does Soul Blast a lot now because you have these guys. But yeah, the time, if you only have like 1 soul left, I don't recommend using this guy if you already have a Bluish Flame card in your hand. So you can, save your Soul Blast for these guys. Since these guys give you pluses, and it's pretty easy to fulfill since you superior call so much, you're bound to hit 1 or 2 of these every game. So yeah. Next I run 4 Brunos. Skill is when something gets superior called from your deck, you get he gets plus 3k. So most of the time he'll be a 10k booster, which is pretty good with this aggro val, since you can hit for 21, which is a magic number. And next, for the great another great one I run is Zoran. I think it's Zoran. His skill is when you superior call this card, you can shove him to soul to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then choose a Liberator and superior call. And I run this because he helps you build up some extra soul if you need it, and yeah, most often than not, you're just gonna put him soul to look for something more useful. Since if you put this card in soul and then you look for this guy, you already have enough soul to pay for his cost. So, yeah. So Zoran is quite a nice card. I've seen people run 3 Zorans and 3 Josephus, and that's okay, I guess. But personally, I like to run into more Josephus first. So, yeah. And then we run 4 purple cards. I tried running Quintet Walls, but this deck eats more Counterblast than you think, since even though this guy is like the only card that uses Counterblast in this deck, or this guy and them, but if you want to use this effect every turn, then it's technically a Counterblast 2 if you don't have things that help you superior call. So yeah, no Quintet Walls for me. And for triggers, I run 12 crit and 4 heal. The main reason why I run 12 crit is because in Glory Maelstrom builds, I like to run cards that are crits to kill your opponent faster. As you guys probably saw in my Sacred Regalia deck, I also run 12 crit in that. And that's because a lot of times when you first Legion, your opponent's probably not gonna have that many cards in the hand, so you're just gonna smack him in the face with 3 crit and end the game there if they're 3 damage. So yeah, it's the same tactic I used when I was playing Sacred Regalia, except this deck hits for smaller numbers, but you get more pluses with this deck. So there's ups and downs for both decks. I like them equally, but yeah, this deck is definitely very strong. It's probably one of the more underrated decks, I guess. When it first released, it was overshadowed by stuff like Blaster Joker and Overlord the Great. But I think this guy is pretty on par with them. So actually, he's probably better than Blaster Joker. But yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Sorry if I sounded a little tired today. It's currently 2 a.m. and yeah. So that's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. This is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!